I'm from the batch 2020. We're the only batch that was totally online. So it's really lovely to come back to the campus and see all the cohorts. I traveled here from Switzerland and I really came here just for this event. So it's lovely to meet you. Yes, I'm studying coding and I know it's not the most obvious career path for IMES. So yes, I want to share how it began and how it's going. So yes, I was studying in St. Petersburg back in January last year. And then because of the invasion of Russia to Ukraine, and I decided to move back to Berlin or go back to Korea. And then because I was with my boyfriend at the time, he suggested that we move to Switzerland together. So I moved to Bern just to see how it is like for 2 weeks. And yes, that was like my real time of really living in Switzerland. And I used to not like Switzerland because I cycled from Seoul to London on a bicycle. And at that time, Switzerland, the people there were not so nice. The price was so high, and I was discriminated when I visited there during COVID. So I didn't like the country. But then sorry about that. So on this visit, I was really surprised because people were very friendly, and I'm talking about, so this is the event I participated in Geneva because my husband is a social entrepreneur. It was a conference there, and we had a chance to talk to the president of Switzerland. He's really down to earth, and he spent the whole 2 days with us, and we had a good conversation. And I thought this country is really open to even like newcomers. So that's when I was convinced that we'll live in Switzerland. So I moved to Switzerland last year, and this is my Design Your Happy Life canvas. So it's like the first row is Berlin and second row is in Switzerland. So I was picturing myself more in Switzerland, and I need to write a script for a film right now, but of course I took this way. And if it's right, I'm supposed to working for UN at this point, but of course it doesn't happen. So it's totally going on the other direction. So I sent 150, more than that, applications to Swiss companies, and if I search LIDA in my email, last year and this year. So, and it's not because I'm incompetent. I used to work as a journalist and marketing manager in 5 countries. I wrote 3 books, I speak 5 languages, and it was actually easy for me to always find a job. And so, yes, there was a barrier. Swiss people speak Swiss German. Do you know how Swiss people call kitchen drawer? Hushihesri. It's like, I'm not even good. I mean, the pronunciation should be like Hushihesri, something like that, but it's a totally different language. And you'll be surprised that they have a textbook, and it's not only like, it doesn't cover the entire Swiss German region. I'm only talking about the region, Bern, Canton, I'm living in. They have their own textbook for Berndeutsch. And my husband just got a job because he was studying it and he could present himself. And so, obviously, Swiss people also would not consider hiring a foreigner. And then I met the 2 refugees in my German class, and they were lawyers and working for the government in Turkey. So they were very high profile in Turkey, and now they're a refugee in Switzerland. I asked them what they're doing, and they said they are applying for POM coders. It's a coding academy for refugees, and because there are now a lot of refugees in Switzerland, and it's really hard for them to find a job, to compete with the locals. So they are trained to be a developer. So it's a job integration program for refugees and migrants. And see, this is a one cohort. So they choose only 22 people, and because it's designed for refugees, non-refugees like me are only 1 or 2 persons. So this is the process, how it works. The bootcamp is 3 months, internship 6 months, and then you might get a job as a full-time in a junior position. So I even pushed my wedding date for the coding camp so that after the wedding I can right away start the coding bootcamp. But I couldn't get into the program. So this is the email I got on January. And then I thought, okay, I'm Korean, so I should apply for a Korean program. So I looked up, and Korean government gives 3,500 euros for vocational learning, whatever you want to become, barista or whatever. And so I applied for the Korean bootcamp program. And in Korea, it's so normal that you get vocational training that I could choose what I want to be, like front-end, back-end, product management, growth marketing, AI, blockchain, DevOps, and UX UI. And I chose blockchain because it was something that's not available in Europe in general. So I got into a blockchain bootcamp program, and it's super intense. HTML, CS in 1 day, Git in 1 day, JS Node in 2 days, React in 1 day. It's very intense. And except for me, they were all trained developers who were already working as developers. So, and it's an online program. You're just giving like a MOOC, self-learning materials, and you get a homework every 2 days, and there's maybe 3 hours of Zoom classes every week. So it's very chill. It's based on your own motivation. So I started this intense learning from 9 to 6 p.m. in Seoul. And when I came back to Bern because I had the first interview of this year, and it was the PhD position in Bern University. And yes, I couldn't get it. So yes. So now, since I came back here, I'm studying from 2 a.m. to 11 a.m. And yes, that means this week also I stayed up from 2 to 11. And now, since I learned for 5 months, I can do like sign-up page, login page, create NFT page, and a little bit of backend stuff. So this is like the map where you want to save your data. And then I use MySQL to put that data into our code, and then we put it into the main branch. So, and on this July, I applied to Power Coders again, and they gave me an additional task. So at least I was given the chance to submit my homework. So they asked me to create my own homepage, and this is what I made, and I submitted to them with a 1-minute video. And this time, I made it to the interview. And the interview, so this is the competition in Switzerland. So there were 280 applications sent, and they chose only 60 people for the interview, and only 22 will be selected. And later, in the testing week, they're gonna screen out 2 more. So just 2 days ago, I did the interview in Berlin. I did a live Zoom interview for 2.5 hours. It's 1 hour of coding this, and then writing down their questions, and then 1 hour of English test, and personal 30 minutes interview. It was very intense. It was higher kind of, it was more difficult than I thought. And then I got the result just yesterday, so it's very also, I was really surprised. Yes, I made it to the test review. Yes, I still have test with me, but maybe I will get into the program. And yes, maybe I will start the internship from next January. And by the way, because I'm still doing the Korean bootcamp, I want to talk a little bit of how it's going. I I was really surprised how talented Korean developers are. We, with my team, we clone-coded OpenSea in 5 days. And then it was 4 people. And then the second week, for 2 weeks, we had to clone code Twitter, and plus, whenever you write a post or comment, we're supposed to give them cryptocurrency. So it's very tough, but they managed to do it, deliver it on time. And of course, on the final project, we're supposed to team up within ourselves. And of course, I was always with the good ones because I'm the least, yes, I'm the worst one, almost. The good ones already teamed up with them by themselves, so we're really in trouble. We're the last 4, the least developers teamed up together, and we're supposed to build a rotating savings and credit association. That was our idea. It's like kind of fintech, and we need to put in 2 cryptocurrency. And yes, I'm doing backend right now. I'm writing a smart contract on this weekend. And yes, it's a complicated thing, but yes, ChatGPT helps. And then I need to go back to those class materials and assignments, which kind of helps me on the process. So it's not like I am ready to do this, and I just have to do it because it's a project. And so I'll be finishing up with the Korean boot camp in 1 month, and then the next week I'll be starting this Swiss boot camp. So it's a year of preparation, and hopefully, yes, I'll be able to work in Switzerland. So I think we need more applications in Switzerland. So if you're interested in moving to Switzerland, let me know. So Bern, where I'm living, is where the government offices are. It's also famous for health tech. Basel is famous for biomedical and pharmaceutical companies. And between Zurich and Lucerne, there's a city called Zug. It's the Silicon Valley for blockchain. All the blockchain companies are there. Geneva, you know, all the international organizations. So yes, let me know, because I feel kind of lonely in Switzerland alone. And these are the strongest Swiss brands. It's not only just chocolate or watches, but there's food companies like Nestle, Maggi, Nescafe. Logitech is in the electronics accessory side, and Lonza is in the chemical side, and telecom company. And mostly the companies are very high tech. So if you're interested in either the book I wrote, actually I wrote this book during the COVID time in Berlin. So it's the kind of, for me, I have a lot of connection to this book in Berlin. So if you're curious about my journey from Seoul to